Paris, 1887. The city awakens each morning beneath a pale sky, its light spilling over limestone facades, iron balconies, and the slow curve of the Seine. This is a capital already heavy with history, of kings and revolutions, of barricades and boulevards, but now it stands on the edge of something unprecedented. 2 years remain before the Exposition Universelle of 1889, a grand World's Fair meant to celebrate the centenary of the French Revolution, and to declare, without hesitation, that France still stands at the forefront of modern civilization. At the heart of this ambition lies an idea as audacious as it is controversial: a tower of iron, taller than anything humanity has ever built, rising from the Champ de Mars like a skeletal colossus. The site itself carries symbolic weight. Once a parade ground for military drills, it now borders the École Militaire and faces the river that has carried Paris's lifeblood for centuries. Soon, it will become a vast construction yard, alive with noise, motion, and doubt. The late 19th century is an age of steel and steam. Railways lace the countryside, factories churn at the edges of cities, and engineering has become a new kind of poetry, one written in equations, rivets, and load-bearing curves. Gustave Eiffel, already renowned for bridges that span impossible distances, believes iron is not merely functional but beautiful when allowed to reveal its logic. His proposed tower is not solid or monumental in the classical sense. It is open, latticed, and unapologetically modern. Yet Paris is divided. Writers, painters, and architects sign petitions denouncing the project as a monstrous eyesore, a tragic street lamp that will humiliate the elegance of the city. To them, Paris belongs to stone and proportion, to domes and colonnades, not to raw metal reaching arrogantly into the sky. Newspapers echo these anxieties, and café conversations grow heated. The tower, long before it exists, has already become a battlefield of ideas. Construction begins in January 1887. The first task is invisible to most Parisians: foundations. Engineers study the soil carefully, especially on the river-facing side where the ground is soft and unstable. Compressed air caissons are sunk deep into the earth, allowing workers to dig below the waterline while holding back the Seine itself. It is slow, dangerous work, carried out by men whose names will never appear in history books, but whose labor will support everything that follows. Above ground, prefabricated iron pieces arrive from Eiffel's factory at Levallois-Perret, each component precisely measured, drilled, and labeled. Nothing is left to chance. The tower is not improvised on site. It is assembled like an enormous three-dimensional puzzle, designed months in advance by engineers who trust mathematics more than intuition. Bolted together temporarily, the pieces are then permanently fixed with red-hot rivets, hammered into place by teams working in perfect coordination. As the legs of the tower begin to rise, curving inward with mathematical grace, skepticism turns into fascination. Passers-by stop to watch. The structure does not grow like a wall or a column. It grows like a living thing, its shape dictated by wind resistance and weight distribution. The iron gleams darkly in the daylight, stained by oil and smoke, a stark contrast against the pale Parisian sky. By the end of 1887, the first level is taking form. The tower is no longer an idea or a drawing. It is real, anchored to the earth, and impossible to ignore. Paris, whether it wishes to or not, has begun to change. While the tower rises, Paris continues its daily rhythms beneath it. Horse-drawn omnibuses rattle along wide Haussmann boulevards. Market women shout prices beneath canvas awnings. Factory whistles mark the hours, pulling workers from cramped apartments to long shifts of repetitive labor. This is a city of contrasts: wealth and poverty, tradition and innovation, compressed into a single urban organism. The construction site becomes a stage where these contrasts are on full display. Over 300 workers climb the iron framework each day, secured by harnesses and guided by strict safety protocols unusually advanced for the era. Eiffel insists on precautions: guardrails, safety screens, and disciplined procedures. Fatal accidents, so common in 19th century construction, are remarkably few. The tower becomes not only a symbol of modern engineering, but of a new approach to industrial labor. Power, however, is never far from the discussion. The French Third Republic sees the tower as a political statement. 100 years after revolution swept away monarchy, France intends to present itself as rational, scientific, and forward-looking. The tower's very height is a challenge to rival powers: Britain, Germany, the United States, each racing to define the modern world through industry and technology. Critics do not fall silent. Artists argue that the tower's scale dwarfs the human, that it reduces Paris to a mere base for engineering bravado. Some predict it will rust, collapse, or be dismantled in disgrace after the exposition. Indeed, the original permit allows the tower to stand for only 20 years. Even its creator cannot be certain of its future. Yet public opinion begins to shift as the second level is completed in 1888. Elevators, another marvel, are installed, climbing the curved legs through complex hydraulic systems. Cafes and observation platforms are planned high above the city. What was once feared as an intrusion now promises unprecedented views, a new way of seeing Paris itself. The tower also reshapes the social imagination. For workers, it is proof that skill and discipline can master enormous forces. For engineers, it is a manifesto written in iron, demonstrating that form can emerge directly from function. For ordinary Parisians, it becomes a source of curiosity and, increasingly, pride. Children point upward. Vendors sell postcards depicting the growing silhouette. The tower enters popular culture before it is even finished. As 1889 approaches, the pace intensifies. Each new section narrows, demanding ever greater precision. Wind sways the structure slightly, a reminder that height comes with vulnerability. From the ground, the tower now dominates the western skyline, visible from miles away. It has become impossible to imagine Paris without it, even as many insist they still wish it gone. The conflict surrounding the tower is no longer simply aesthetic. It reflects a deeper question. What should the modern city be? A guardian of inherited beauty or a laboratory for the future? In the shadow of rising iron, Paris wrestles with its identity, and in doing so, prepares to redefine it.